How did you approach writing an animated feature with Scooby-Doo and Kiss?
You know what's so funny is everybody asks me that as if it was the craziest thing. And in my mind, it was a no-brainer. You know, when they said they're going to team up, I was like, why hasn't this happened before? You know, it's a match made in heaven. So when I sat down to write it, it was really kind of utilizing everything that I saw these guys to be. You know, they're musicians first, but they're also superheroes to us. And, you know, there have been other movies like The Phantom in the Amusement Park that, you know, good or bad, they did, but I thought if I could maybe take a second crack at that and bring to life all the things that I wanted to see as an 8-year-old kid, then I thought I really embraced that, and that's kind of how I approached it.
So you're kind of spanning generation.
Yeah, I mean, Scooby does and Kiss does. I don't know if you've seen them in concert, but that audience is filled with people from, you know, 5 to 50 and on. It's amazing. It really is amazing.
So there was no hesitation by the group to come on Scooby-Doo?
No, not at all. In fact, I think they were excited to do it from the very beginning. I'm not sure who approached who, but once it was on, it was on. We were just like, this is great.
We've seen Scooby-Doo, Meet Matt, and for like the last couple decades with multiple guest stars.
Right.
Who are some people you'd like to work with in the future? Like,
in Scooby-Doo, you mean?
Obviously.
That's a good question. You know, I'm so Kiss-centric right now. It's like
I could tell.
Well, I was gonna say it's like I got the Holy Grail. It's like, well, what else do you want to drink out of? It's like, I don't know. I have to give it some thought. You know, I never thought beyond the Holy Grail. You know, it's funny because I wouldn't have necessarily taken this job if it was just anybody. You know, if they came to me and said, "Oh, pair up with this," but it was so specific that that I couldn't say no. And I'm trying to rack my brain of who my second choices would be, but I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't have an answer for you.
Oh, that's fine. You're hooked on Kiss right now.
No, I know. I'm trying to think. Well, this is a good opportunity to say, you know, maybe the next one will be, but hopefully we'll do more with these guys. Anything else? Anybody?
Can we anticipate any classic songs or any new songs?
A little bit of both, in fact. What was exciting about this and working with the guys is when I sat down to write it, they basically, I was worried. I was like, I'm hitting this full force. I'm going to include as many songs as I can. And then I thought, oh, this day and age, you know, what are we going to find out? We can't use this, we can't use that. And then they were like, you know what? Write it. Use whatever you want and we'll figure it out later. And at the end of the day, they let us use everything we wanted. And then on top of that was an opportunity for another song, and I just assumed, all right, well, we'll probably get somebody else to sing this song. And they said, no, we'd like to sing this too. So to have them sing classics and then to do an opportunity for another song, I thought this is, again, going back to it. It was like the Holy Grail, and my cup runneth over.
Did the band get involved in the writing before?
I wrote the script and then we sent it to them, and they seemed to love it from the get-go. Once we were in the booth, we were very encouraging to say, hey, you want to ad-lib, you want to do whatever, go right ahead. And you know, they're fun guys, and they had a lot of fun in the booth. So a lot of those extra fire breathes or demon grunts may have been ad-libbed.
Well, adding to that, since they don't normally do a lot of voice acting,
right?
How was it for them, for you, like towards when you were working with them towards the voice acting?
Well, it's funny. I'll be completely honest with you. Going in, you know, a little nervous, kind of like, oh gosh, these guys can sing. I don't know how they'll be. I mean, you know, Gene has had some acting experience. Paul was in Phantom on the Opera. You know, the other guys have done stuff. It was kind of like, I assume they can do this, but there's always that little bit. You know, my background is steep in voiceover work. It's kind of like everybody thinks they can do voiceover. And you get them in the booth and you're like, oh gosh, no. Even celebrities, sometimes you're like, you assume, because they're celebrities, they're actors, they could do it. But these guys all nailed it. They really did. I'm not just saying that. You'll see it in a few hours. It was just a big relief when you realize not only can they do it, but they were funny, and they just, you know, like I said, ad-lib and stuff. It just made the experience a whole lot better.
Where did the original idea for this, how did it start?
You know, I honestly don't remember who approached who, but I think they're always looking to pair Scooby-Doo up with someone. You know, they've had a lot of success with other Scooby-Doo themed stuff. And again, in my mind, it's a no-brainer. So I don't know who brought what to whom, but it worked out. Have I babbled enough? Do you have any more questions?
think everybody's just pretty much in awe that we get to be in here and like.
You and I both. Are you kidding me?
with it.
It was so funny because, like I said, there was a lot of projects, and I try and prioritize. I'm very busy and stuff. And they said, a couple of projects, like, no, I don't have time. And they said, then there's the Scooby-Doo meets Kiss we'd like you to write, and they're involved. And I was kind of like, wait a moment. And I said, I have to make time for this. So I'm so glad I did, because I'm sitting here with you guys now.
Can we anticipate Scooby and Shaggy joining in for some singing?
Good question. They definitely partake in some antics throughout songs and stuff like that. I'm trying to remember if they actually sang. I honestly don't remember, to be honest. I haven't seen it in a while. But, so it'll be fresh to my eyes as well. We'll come back and answer that when we're done with the screen.
Did we get any of the classic Scooby-Doo chase scenes?
Of course. You know, there's a certain amount of things that you expect with a Scooby-Doo movie that we definitely delivered on, you know? In the beginning, we had some grandiose ideas too, and then all of a sudden it's like, all right, wait a second. This is still, a movie for Scooby fans and a movie for Kiss fans. So you got to meld those two worlds together. And what I was happiest to hear was Gene told me afterwards that he thought I really did a great job of keeping the integrity of the band and keeping the integrity of the Scooby-Doo characters. Neither gets lost with the others. They both stand on their own while also coming together. So that was my little, all right, Gene liked it, so if no one else does, Gene liked it, you at least go to sleep knowing that.
Was it challenging writing Kiss for a property that's known for children? Like, how do you introduce Kiss to
Well, like I said
kids?
before, I was introduced to Kiss as a child, and I know they, Gene spits blood and they shoot fire and rockets from their guitars, but at the end of the day, from that age group on, they are still superheroes. They sing, but they're larger than life. They're superheroes, so it didn't make it difficult to approach from that angle.
How do you portray the band as a childish band because it's a cartoon, or are we still seeing the band as a hardcore band?
I like to think so. Like I said, keeping the integrity of who they are, I didn't want this to become a joke. It's going to be funny, but I didn't want any jokes at their expense, and nor should there be, because they are a rock band, and I think we capture that essence. You feel like a rock band is teaming up with a sleuth group. You know what I mean? You don't feel like one's dumbed down or one's, changing who they are. So that's the answer to that. One more question? He gave us permission, we didn't even get one. Okay, you're excited? Good, I'm glad. I'm excited too. I hope you enjoy it.
Do you have any other upcoming projects that you want to tell us about?
In this day and age of all these NDAs, you can't talk about anything without someone coming down on you. I will tease that I'm working on another project with one of the band members of Kiss, but that's all I will say. All right? Well, thank you guys very much.
Thank you so much.
Hope you enjoy it.